Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from group 8 in class A. So before we started to the presentation, let us introduce ourselves. So my name is Syifa Syefira. With my partner is
Ria Isfitriani.
So next. Right now we will learn about syllable structure. So in here, the first is definition, the second is structure of syllable, and the last one is rule of syllable.
The definition is a syllable is one unit of sound in English. Syllable join consonant and vowels to form word. Syllables can have more than one letter. However, a syllable cannot have more than one sound. Syllables can have more than one consonant and more than one vowel as well. However, the consonant is S and vowel is S that create the syllable cannot make more than one sound. The vowel include A, E, Y, O, and U.
So in here, there are the example of syllables. So syllables are performed when a vowel pairs with a consonant to create a unit of sound. Some words have one syllable, or we can call monosyllabic, and some words have many syllables, or we can call polysyllabic. New vowel sound create new syllables. And for the example is long. This word has one syllable. There is only one vowel sound created by O. So the sound is long. Next is shame. This word has one syllable too. Even though there are two vowels, only one vowel make a sound. The long A sound is the vowel sound. The E is a silent E. So the sound is like shame. Next is silent. This word had two vowel sounds. Therefore, it has two syllables. The first syllables is C with the long E sound. The second syllables includes the letter lent. So the sound is like silent.
For example, dog, one syllable. Green, one syllable. White, one syllable. Quiet is Y and at, two syllable. Orange, or, and inch, two syllable. Table is T and ball, two syllable. Expensive is X, pen, and shift, 3 syllable. Interesting is in, ter, as, and ing, 4 syllable. Next, realistic is re, al, is, and thick, 4 syllable. And exceptional is an, exception, and al, 5 syllable.
So there are word stress pattern with 2 syllables, and nouns usually first syllable, like present. Verb usually second syllable is sent. Repeat is first syllable, and pit is second syllable. Increase, in is first syllable, and craze is second syllable. Record, re is first syllable, and cord is second syllable. Refund, re is first syllable, and fund is a second syllable. Shun, one syllable before emotion, accommodation, situation, and aid. 2 syllables before graduate, decorate, authentic. They are a suffix.
Next, 6 syllable types. Closed and in a consonant and short vowel sound is cat. Open and with a vowel, and vowel has long sound, go. Magic A. And with a silent E. Long vowel sound, one consonant between the vowel and silent E. Cake. Vowel theme, 2 vowels making one sound. Good. Next, are controlled. At least one vowel followed by R. R, ear, air, our, and your. Is star, and the last consonant li. And with a consonant and li is turtle. Next.
So, syllable is a segment of speech that consists of a vowel with or without one or more accompanying consonant sound immediately preceding or following. For example, a, I, out, to, step, snap, chick. And a syllabic consonant, such as the final and sound in button and widen, also constitutes a syllable. Closed syllables are those that end in a consonant. Open free syllables end in a vowel. And the role that syllables play in the production of speech is a matter of considerable debate. So, to in any more precise definition of the syllable is phonetic and phonology. Next.
Syllables have internal structure. They can be divided into parts. The parts are onset and rhyme. Within the rhyme, we find the nucleus and coda. Not all syllables have all parts. The smallest possible syllable contains a nucleus only. A syllable may or may not have an onset and a coda. Onset, the beginning sound the syllable, the one preceding the nucleus. These are always consonant in English. The nucleus is a vowel in most cases, although the consonant. R, Y, M, and the velar nasal, the sound can also the nucleus of a syllable. If a word contains more than one syllable, each syllable will have the usual syllable parts. Window, the tomato, preposterous, and fundamental.
Next is rhyme or rhyme. The rest of the syllable after the onset, the underlined portions of the words above. The rhyme can also be divided up. Rhyme is nucleus plus coda. The nucleus, as the term suggests, is the core or essential part of a syllable. A nucleus must be present in order for a syllable to be present. Syllable nuclei are most often highly sonorant or resonant sounds that can be relatively loud and carry a clear pitch level. In English and most other language, most syllable nuclei are vowels. In English, in certain cases, the liquids IR and nasal and the velar nasal, usually spelled can also be syllable nuclei. Next.
The syllable structure analysis of the word read, flop, strap, and window are as follows. IPA symbols are used to show the sound in the word or syllable. Read is one syllable. When onset is R, rhyme is it within the rhyme. Next nucleus is I, and coda is D. Next group is one syllable. Onset is F, L, rhyme is A and P, nucleus is A, coda is T. Window, two syllable. First syllable is win, onset is W, rhyme is in, nucleus is I, nucleus is I, coda is N, and second syllable is do, onset is D, rhyme is O, nucleus is O, and this syllable has no coda. Next.
Next is linguists often use tree diagrams to illustrate syllable structure, as we can see at the right. So, a flop, for example, would look like this. The word appears in IPA symbols, not English spellings. S is syllable, O is onset, R is rhyme, N is nucleus, C is coda. The tree may not come out well aligned on your screen because your computer may show this page in a different font. The syllable node at the top of the tree branches into onset the rhyme. The onset node branches because it contains two consonants, F and L. The rhyme node branches because this syllable has both a nucleus and a coda.
All syllables have a nucleus. Syllable must have a vowel sound or be a consonant sound. First, no geminate. A geminate is basically a lengthened consonant. English make no distinction in consonant lengths, but other language such as Latin do. The second is no onset or ng. The ng sound is the sound found at the end of words such as song. It is usually represented with the letters ng. This rule means that sound cannot be at the onset or beginning of a syllable. This is also why my last name, Ngai, is so hard to pronounce for English speakers.
So next is no H in syllable coda. You can have the H sound at the end of a syllable. Put simply, don't exhale at the end of syllables. Now we have to explain the different types of consonant sounds. Next is plosive consonant, generated by an explosion of air when the pressure is built and suddenly expanded. Unvoiced sound is P, T, K, K. Voiced sounds is B, D, and G. And fricative consonant, generated by forcing air through a narrow channel. And the last one is nasal consonant, generated through a particle flow of air through the nose. Voice sound is M, N, and ng, such as in song.
Next, approximant consonant, similar to vowel sound. Voice sounds is W, R, G, and L. Next, glottal consonant, generated in the throat. Unvoiced sound is H. Next, affricate consonant is a combination of a plosive followed by a fricative. Unvoiced sound is T, such as in chair, and voiced sounds is D, such as judge. Plosive, fricatives, and affricates are collectively referred to as obstruents. Conversely, nasals and approximants fall under the category of sonorants.
Continue with the rules. The next is no affricates in complex onset. So you can put affricates, typically Ch and G, into a complex onset, so they will always be by themselves in a syllable's onset. Next is the first consonant in a complex onset must be an obstruent. The first part of a complex onset must always be formed through the obstruction of air, whether it is a plosive, fricative, or affricate. This rule applies in words such as pragmatic or tree. And the second consonant in a complex onset must not be a voiced obstruent. You can have the sounds like this, B, D, G, V, and etc. as the second consonant of a complex onset in a syllable. And liquids in English, put simply, are the sound made by L and R, such as in learn or read. They have the greatest freedom of placement in a word of syllable. A glide, typically known as a semi-vowel, is a vowel sound that is being used in place of a consonant sound. It is considered a subclass of approximants, but this is not fully agreed upon by everyone. They include the letters W and Y, such as in we and yes.
Next, if the first consonant in a complex onset is not an S. The second must be a liquid or a glide. This rule is fairly self-explanatory when you know the definition of the terms used. This rule can be observed in words such as then or flat, and the exception with S can be observed in the word spider and S followed by a plosive. Every subsequent contained within a sequence of consonants must obey all the relevant phonotactic rules or the Sabring principle. I honestly don't know. I am high schooler. Give me a break. Next, if the second consonant in a complex coda is voiced, so is the first. The voiced consonants are generated using the vocal cord. If the first consonant in a complex is unvoiced, then the second consonant can be either voiced or unvoiced. Otherwise, it must be voiced. We're almost there. We just have to quickly discuss what place of articulation means. Consonants are generated by obstructing airflow to various degrees and in different places. There are 18 different definite places of articulation, but let's not go through all of them. The only thing I want to touch on is that an alveolar sound is generated by obstructing airflow right behind the top teeth, such as with the N sound. Homorganic means that two sounds are generated by obstructing airflow at the same place. For example, M and P would be homorganic because they both obstruct airflow at the lips, even though one is nasal and the other is plosive. Let's finish this, shall we? Next.
Next is alveolar nasal must be homorganic with the next segment. In English, the non-alveolar nasal are M and N, so they must be homorganic with the next part. Next is two obstruents in the same coda must share voicing. Two obstruents at the coda of syllable must either both the voiced or both the voiceless. Like I said, it takes a lot of explaining just to get people to understand what each of these rules means. However, the truth is that we all know these rules intuitively, even if we can enumerate them specifically. That's how language works, and anything that doesn't follow these rules sounds distinctively non-English.